Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel, Mr. Football Balloons, and today we are doing Game Week 3 of the Barclays Premier League. It starts off on the 28th, on a Saturday. Manchester City take on Arsenal, 3-0 Manchester City. I've said 3-0 to Man City because Arsenal, I think they could get a win here, but I think they're going to have a poor start to the season. And it's going to take him time to get back in to winning form. And Man City did thrash Norwich 5-0, but it is Norwich. It's a bit of an easy game, probably maybe even the easiest game in the Premier League. I can't see Arsenal getting any goals on Saturday, but they might. I might be mistaken. Man City's just got a really good squad. Yes, I know they lost to Spurs, but I think that was just a bit of a bloop at the start of the season, but I think they're going to be on winning form for the rest of it. Maybe a bit of bloops now and again, but I think they'll be able to still be a lead contester. Moving on to Newcastle United versus Southampton, 1-1. Newcastle United lost 4-2 against West Ham, 2-0 against Aston Villa. It's been a poor start for them. It was a kind of hard game for Newcastle against Aston Villa, but yet again, the first half of Newcastle's performance was pretty decent to the second half where they just folded apart and they just lost themselves. Southampton got a good draw against Manchester United. I mean, I'm surprised about that. I said 3-0 to Manchester United. Southampton, I mean, I've heard that they've signed on Ward-Prowse for a couple of more years. That's also good. That probably will keep him up. But Newcastle, I feel like they're going to have a poor start, and I think these two teams usually draw. You know, I don't see any team getting a win. Moving on, Brighton and Hove Albion versus Everton. 2-1 to Everton. Now, Brighton had a good start. Last game, they won 2-0 against Watford, newly promoted. I predicted 1-0 to Brighton, but that's a decent win against Watford after they did beat Aston Villa the previous game. But Everton, they managed to get, I believe, a 2-2 draw against Leeds United. High scoring. I think this game will be kind of high scoring. I think they'll be able to get another 2 goals, but I think they'll be able to only let one in. They've got a good squad, and they haven't really changed it, as what I know, but I can't see Brighton getting in any points because Everton usually has an amazing start. So moving on now to West Ham United versus Crystal Palace, I'm going to predict 1-0 to West Ham. Yes, they won 4-1 against Leicester. Leicester did go down to 10 men at the 40th minute. Maybe that's the reason. I haven't actually watched the game. I don't know much on it. But that's a really good win for West Ham. I think they'll get another one here. I actually predicted this. I actually wrote it down before the Leicester game. That's why it's 1-0. I've kept it 1-0 because I think they'll be able to get a clean sheet. Easy win, but I wouldn't see any goals in it. After Crystal Palace's last game, they didn't get many goals against Brentford. I think that was a good draw for them. After Brentford did have a good first game against Arsenal. But easy 1-0 win for West Ham. Norwich City versus Leicester. I'm going to go 2-0 Leicester. I think I would have put it up maybe 3, maybe even 4-0 to Leicester. But after the 4-1 loss, I think only a couple of goals will put them ahead against Norwich. Norwich, I mean, they've had a tough start to the season. And another tough game here. They're going to be in the relegation zone for at least the first 10 games. It's going to be tough for them, but I have a feeling they might go down this season. Moving on, Aston Villa versus Brentford, 2-2. Aston Villa got a good win against Newcastle United, 2-0. They played very well. Danny Ings, a lovely bicycle kick. Beautiful. And obviously the penalty from El Ghazi, which was a good penalty as well. They played better than Newcastle, simple as that. Brentford, I think they'll be able to get another draw here. Got a clean sheet against Crystal Palace. I thought maybe they could actually get a win against Crystal Palace by a couple of goals, but they didn't. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game after Aston Villa has had the past 2 games they've scored 2. Brentford, they didn't score any last time, but I think they'll get back on scoring form. I think it's going to be 2-2. Moving on, Liverpool versus Chelsea. Big game, 3-2 Chelsea. Now, they're both contesters to win the league. I think Liverpool are going to drop off. I think it could go either way. Either 3-2 Liverpool, 3-2 Chelsea. I'm going 3-2 Chelsea because after Romelu Lukaku coming in, I think that's a very good signing. They already had a good squad anyway. N'Golo Kante is there. Mason Mount as well. Liverpool does have also a good attack and a good defence, but I think it's just going to be high scoring, going to be an exciting game. Moving on to the 29th of August, Burnley take on Leeds. 2-0 to Leeds United. Burnley, their last game, they lost 2-0 to Liverpool. I've heard that when Burnley go to Anfield, they usually do pretty decent against Liverpool. Obviously, last game, they obviously didn't. They lost 2-0. I think it's going to be the same result here. I don't think they're going to score. I think Burnley, their team, they haven't made many transfers. Last time I checked, they've only got Collins from Stoke, a centre-back that's young. I think is only on the bench as a backup. They haven't made any new signings. I don't think any players have gone out. I know they lost Gibson, but he's not really a big loss. But I think they've got a good squad. Rafinha, Jack Harrison, Bamford, all got a strong squad. Can't see them losing this or getting a draw. They're going to finally get some 3 points. Moving on, it's Tottenham Hotspur versus Watford. 2-0 Spurs. Watford lost to Brighton 2-0, so I can hardly doubt they would get any points against Spurs. Plus, after Spurs winning 1-0 against Wolves and 1-0 against Manchester City, I don't think they're going to let it down, and I think they're going to score a couple more goals and get another clean sheet. But I think they are going to drop off eventually, but I think they're just going to have a good start going into the season. Moving on, Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Manchester United 2-2. Now, originally I did have this 2-1 to Man United, but I'm going to finally back up Wolves to get Wolves a point. After Manchester United only got a point against Southampton, they should have really got 3 points, especially, in my opinion, who they could probably go on and win the league above Man City, but it's up to them if they're going to perform. They've got a good enough squad. Don't see why they can't, but I think Wolves, they've been challenging against Spurs, they've been challenging against Leicester. I think they were challenging against Man United, finally get a couple of goals, but Man United like scoring, so I think it's going to be a high-scoring 2-2 draw. That is the end of my video. Hopefully you can like and subscribe, and always remember to turn on notifications and never miss one of my fantastic YouTube videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.